night.
We're gonna mow on over here to the produce mom and mow down on whatever she's making. Good to see you.
Good morning.
What did you bring us?
Lots of kale.
Kale!
Hey!
Organic kale, because the month of September in the fresh produce industry is National Organics Month.
Cool.
So I thought it would be a really good opportunity to just kind of revisit what is organic. There's so many choices for consumers in the produce department, and that's what we want as an industry. We want people to walk into that department and be able to get whatever type of fruit or vegetable they desire.
Right.
And farmed in many of the different formats. We have 3 basic categories for the way fruits and vegetables are farmed.
Okay.
The first is conventionally grown. The second would be locally grown. And the third is organically grown.
Okay.
So you can be, you know, a conventional local farmer, but because you're a local farmer does not mean that you're organic.
Right.
Necessarily. Okay. So
So you could be like 2 of the 3, but...
Right. So rule 1, when you are... this
Hello,
is
kale.
Yeah, lacinato kale, dinosaur kale is what it's also called, from Josie's Organics, which is beautiful. This is one of the new brands in the produce department. But when you look at this label, what you really want to look for, and it's
on the
very
box
small.
too. Certified organic.
USDA certified organic.
Okay.
That's the only way that we as consumers know that this product meets the criteria established by the USDA for organic farming.
Okay.
Which is
Okay.
That's my next question.
free of synthetic pesticides.
Okay.
And free of radiation, never exposed to radiation.
Okay.
And it is no genetically modified organisms, no GMO. That's a really buzzword. So if a consumer wants
Radiation.
Yeah, irradiation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If a consumer wants a non-GMO product, the way that is labeled in the produce department is USDA certified organic.
Okay, so if it doesn't say that specifically, that it is organic, then we shouldn't get roped in by some of the other terms and words.
You know, the only term that really bothers me, really, as a produce industry professional.
We know some terms that bother you. We heard a couple.
I'm yet to find a fruit or vegetable that isn't natural. So when I see that term in the produce department, I'm like, oh, natural.
Natural apples.
As compared to like the plastic ones that kids play with in the kitchen.
The fruit we used to have up here. Where is it?
You went there.
It's gone. I did.
Basically, you've helped teach us too in the past that we need to read labels when we go to the grocery store. And I think we grew up in an area in a time when there weren't labels in the produce department. There were just that, but now we need to be doing that.
We do. You know, the produce department's really evolved. There's lots of labels. There's real brands. You know, brands like Josie's Organics, what I brought with me today. This is a family who has farmed for almost 100 years.
Oh.
Dedicated to sustainability, and just launched this organics label named after Grandma, who was Josie, which is kind of cool.
Sounds like a pretty hip
brand. And that's one thing I really love to teach people about in the produce, you know, as the produce mom is, there are brands.
Right.
And the biggest thing we all need to realize is when we're choosing a fruit or a vegetable, we're making an excellent choice.
There you
go. Always look for fruits.
You got some maters simmering there?
I do. So this is a recipe from the Josie's Organics website. We're going to use the lacinato kale. National Kale Day is coming up on November 1st. We have a holiday for, you know, one of the most powerful veggies in the produce department.
Kale is good stuff.
It is good. And you know, the reason people say it's bitter, if you've ever been exposed to kale, maybe you didn't like it, or someone you served it to didn't like it, consider pulling away the leaf from the stem and not using the stem.
Okay.
Okay, the stem is where where you get most of your bitterness. And you'll see, I'm not even, it's just tearing. It's easy.
It's rustic.
And the recipe calls for 6, but I love farmers, so I would say use at least 8 leaves.
Why not?
Of kale.
Right.
Always add extra veggies.
Well, I agree.
And when you're cooking with kale, it's gonna, you know,
it kind of shrinks up quite a bit.
It does. So you're just gonna add, add your 8 leaves of kale, and then literally, this is just stewed tomatoes. Again, you can use organic, you can use conventional, you can use pre-seasoned. Make it real easy on yourself, okay? They're delicious. And then you just add it, pour it into your baking dish here.
And what I like about kale too is honestly the texture of it. If you don't like the texture immediately, it does sort of change as you cook it, or if you put olive oil on it, or things like that.
I absolutely agree.
It's different.
Don't write it off if you had a bad experience with a salad.
Right.
Well, some people don't like that raw flavor, and that's okay.
That's true.
So this dish, this is a really good brunch recipe. You can add some eggs on top, and
just like that.
Just throughout the top. Now I've got one that
plop them on top. Okay.
And you'll see this one needs a few more minutes, but we'll pull it out so that the viewers can get a look of what it looks like. And then by the end of the show, it'll be perfect. Yeah. But see how the egg whites are starting to get opaque? They're still a little translucent, so that's how you know it still needs to cook.
Okay.
But this is what it looks like. This actually this dish has 15 leaves of kale in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's delicious, and you top it with Parmesan cheese, and this is a rustic dinner, this is a good brunch. We'll let it hang out in the oven a little bit more.
You're gonna hang out in our kitchen, right?
I'll hang out here. Right. That'll hang out in there.
That's right.
We've got all the links for the Produce Mom on IndieStyle.tv. When we come back, I'm not hanging out in the kitchen, I'm hanging outside. Yelp's Blanc Affair takes place.